Hey there, agents. If you want to become a multi-million dollar producer, whether that's $5 to $10 million plus a year, completely virtual, selling annuity, because you're just delivering incredible value and impact positively to your clients, growing your income in the process, you're going to have to master objection handling. And you're going to have to do so in a virtual environment. And when we talk about objection handling inside of our private client community, Agent Shift, where we help agents shift from being just a life agent to elevating their position, their identity, and their pursuits to being a retirement income professional, selling in a completely virtual sales process. That's what we do inside of Agent Shift. We give them the accountability support, coaching like this, so the sales tools, and then the marketing when it makes sense to scale, right? So whether it's $5 to $10 million, it can be virtual, or $1 million months, you're going to need to master these objections, really all objections, and these are the things that we coach on. And so Bernadette at Agent Shift here is asking, a prospect who firmly believes they need $1 million in their accounts before she can start talking to a financial professional. She's 71 and still working, not planning to retire because she has an income gap. She has about $600,000 in assets. She wants to have $1 million in her account before taking action. And she has cash, 401k, life annuity, all that stuff. We're just looking for it to shift her mindset. So here's the thing, Bernadette, we've worked on this case. And the thing is, the way you shift her mindset is you have to shift her belief in your value proposition. A lot of times, and I'm putting another video out here, and if it's published already, it will be linked at the end of this video or down below. But I'm putting another video out, which is a key objection that you have to master if you want to write bigger cases. And that's how you ethically move money away from other advisors. And so how do you overcome the external advisor objection, meaning external to you? There's somebody outside of you that's going to prevent this opportunity to drive your differentiated impact to the client. How do you remove that objection? And so that's more specific. I mean, we have a framework. The other day, an agent was like considering joining us with Agent Shift, and they're like, well, how do you do this? And like, we just went into our community, and I'll do it right now. And I'll just say advisor classroom, and like, boom, advisor cannot, it's 9/25/24. It's all timestamp, financial advisor objection. That's just, if I say, let me spell it the other way too. There's a bunch of other stuff like how do you handle these objections and everything like that. So it's all inside of our community. We coach on it live all the time. And then we have specific training. We have slides on this. We do all of those things, right? And so when you have objections like that, it's more targeted. But what I mean is, like, it's a sequence of handling the objection. What do you do up front to prevent it? And then what do you do if you weren't able to prevent it to still overcome it? But the thing is, this type of objection is a value proposition. It's a lack of value. Just being honest with Bernadette here, this is how we grow. But the reason she's saying this is because she doesn't feel like the strategy, the education, the value she's receiving, the presence that she is witnessing, experiencing when we're in the virtual sales environment, that there are very clear problems to solve, and you have the expertise and the authority to solve them. That's why she's saying this. She's 71 and still working, but the thing is like with our tools, when you can combine, we often say that there are two beliefs that you need. It's message and the messenger. Belief in what you can share, your message, the value you can communicate, and belief in yourself that you are the worthy authority, the expert. We say that your expertise earns you the business. And so here, there's an expertise gap, at least a demonstration of expertise gap. And that's why we're getting this type of objection, because if you break down the numbers, right? If you break down the numbers of having 600,000 in assets, at 71, 600,000 in assets, like I could turn that into $35,000, at least probably $35,000, maybe more in guaranteed life income. Could be $40,000 in guaranteed lifetime income, or maybe sustainably. This isn't financial advice. I'd have to work with the individual, and I'm not telling you if you have 600, I could do it for you. There's all these variables, but our forecaster computes all the variables. So it's mastery over the tools to run the math, to give them the mirror moment, to reflect the financial reality and say, hey, listen, you could retire if you make this change, and this change with the lifestyle that you're accustomed to. No longer work, lifestyle maintains, it's all sustainable. You have this guaranteed life bucket. You can have this sustainable withdrawal bucket. That's your inflation hedge. That's your fixed expense. All your expenses are covered. Like, you can bring that level of clarity and authority when you have mastery over the tools. Like I said, it's your expertise that earns you the business. And so when you get a client that says, I need to wait until these other random variables are true, the simple truth is if you could get to a place of objectivity, that's the facts, away from subjectivity, the feelings, then it would be so clear as day, just as if somebody said, I don't feel healthy, my bones hurt, whatever, and then they stand in front of the mirror and they say, I'm overweight. Hey guys, listen, that's me. Sometimes I avoid the mirror, and guess what? What's measured is managed, and the visual measurement in the physical world is the mirror or the scale. And I find that when I avoid both, I don't manage my health and my weight, and I often do it because I'm like serving all the people in this community. But that's no excuse. But the same thing is true financially speaking. That's what we create inside the forecaster, is we create financial mirror moments. And so if you can do that with kindness, not by being nice. What's the difference? What's the difference between kindness and being nice? See, being nice, we often avoid saying the truth to preserve people's feelings, to protect their feelings, to allow them to just be comfortable. Right now, this whole video, this coaching, whether you're watching inside of a community or maybe it somehow got leaked on YouTube, this whole coaching is kindness. It's delivering the truth with respect. For Bernadette and for you watching this, if you find yourself like not making progress with your clients, not issuing business, not growing your impact and ultimately your income by the value you deliver to the market, going beyond best interests. See, when you deliver incredible impact to your clients, you leave them better than you found them, whether you worked with them or not. If that's always your goal, then the income is just a measure. It's a scoreboard. The issued premium and the income resulting is a scoreboard. But if you're not doing that, you need to elevate yourself. You elevate your identity. Who are you being? So you can offer. Who are you offering? Be to have. So you can have better results. And if you go through that sequence of development, you become more valuable to the client. They see it clearly because you can, with kindness, deliver the truth with respect, use the financial mirrors that we create inside the forecaster so that when you present it to the client, they're like, yes, I am deficient. I do not have the income I need to be retired. My lifestyle costs X. I want to maintain this lifestyle in retirement. In other words, I don't want to be retired. I'd rather work and maintain the lifestyle. But if I could get this lifestyle covered through my guaranteed income, then I could be retired. And if you could present that with clarity and authority in an objective manner, the facts, standing in front of the mirror, the mirror doesn't lie. The scale doesn't either. And these are basically what we get to do inside of the sales process. It's our mastery over that process. It's what we can communicate is our message and who we are in the communication of it. The authority we wield with it, the confidence and the certainty we convey during that process is what drives the outcome. It's those two beliefs, belief in what you can offer and belief you are the worthy authority to make that offer. The leader in the conversation, to show them the problem, to guide them towards a solution, and to help them make that decision to be in a better position than they are right now by shifting their strategy. While sometimes, because listen, inside of the agent shift community, we have sales mastery for our agents, and we have principles of sales mastery and dynamic objection handling. Is, can you call me later? What's the price? I'm not interested. Can I talk to my spouse? Send me some more information, right? All these like top objections, and so a lot of times, maybe Bernadette or you watching this, people think that every single objection you get has some type of pattern or script to overcome. And while many of them do, sometimes we get insight like this. Carlos just posted this. Carlos is one of our, the new business team lead on our team. So talking to Bernadette here, as I'm sharing with this video, the ultimate opportunity is who you become. See, who you become, a lot of times when I'm on coaching calls or maybe in this video right now that you're watching, coaching calls with our clients, or like I said in this video, you hear me communicate with such conviction and certainty, and it's because who I am. It's the identity that I hold. And that identity comes from the repetition of growth. I do something, I learn from it, I reflect on it, I iterate. You do, then iterate. We train on this. We actually call it, let's see, I think I call it the growth cycle, but let's look at it real quick. Launchpad growth model. Here it is. We train on it, right? You make it up, you make it real. You make it up. What's the idea? You make it real. You put it into action. You take that feedback, you make it better. See, a lot of times people want to jump right to automation. They're looking for AI solutions. And this is the launchpad that all our clients start with, the mindset that unlocks the opportunity to become development oriented so they can be a virtual become. Start with the identity. Who are you going to become? Because it informs what you can offer. What are you going to offer? What are you going to do? You're going to make a better offer. You're going to be more valuable. They're going to see you as something different, not just an insurance agent. Sure, you have that license, but the way you position yourself is a virtual retirement income professional. I isolate income problems. I uncover, is there an income problem? Because if there's an income problem, I can solve for income. If it isn't, there's another problem. Is it risk management? Is it taxes? Is it legacy? Is it long-term care? Right? I can solve for all of these problems, but I have to isolate that the primary problem of retirement saving is solved for income. Is your lifestyle covered? And so I go through this cycle, and that's the cycle that you have to go through. And we're talking about earning doctor level money. So you would think that it would require a commensurate value proposition to the marketplace. The only difference here is that, man, you can get this doctor like value proposition for the marketplace. Deliver you can literally heal people's retirement plans, right? You can be the financial doctor, right? And you could do it in a fraction of time rather than 10 years and the average 250,000 in debt people accrue to become a general physician. You can do it maybe in 1 to 2. I'll tell you, the average person in our program going from zero to be earning like doctor level money, I'm talking like 30,000 plus a month, is about 18 months. I'm going from zero, unless you brought some other credibility with yourself, right? And that goes back to the two beliefs, the belief in the message and the messenger. If you have belief in the messenger because you've cycled through success and other things, heck, maybe you cycled in medical. We've had people that literally earn 24,000 in like 5 weeks because they're a PhD already. Not a PhD in this, but they have self-esteem because they're like, listen, I learn stuff, I apply it, I implement it, I create my value in the marketplace. And so they just repeat that mental model inside of this system and framework. And so if you've had success in other real estate, finance, right? Certainly if you had success in other fields that require great levels of communication, authority, and influence, sales would be one of them, then you're going to faster success here. I mean, we've had people, make $50,000 their first month, but it wasn't a difference in how we showed up, is who they were when they showed up to our level of leverage and systems. But the people who start at zero to get their doctor money, man, the average I see is 18 months. Is that going to be you? This is not an income claim. I don't know. The system won't be any different. The training will evolve every day. The coaching we provide will get better every day like it does. Why? Because we're in the trenches. This isn't theory. We practice what we preach, and people pay us to teach them what we practice. That's the difference with us. We are doing this every day. All the systems, the tools, the coaching, the same agents that pay us to have access to that and be a part of the Agent Shift community. It's the same community that other producers that are on my team, including myself, I am licensed. It's the same system, right? We have $1 billion coaching team, $1 billion in career production. And guess what? The coaching team is 5 people, and one of them has 700 and the other has 350. And so the rest of us on the coaching team are the billion plus people. We get to stand on the shoulders of giants, but you get access to those people. Bernadette, you can come to a case planning call. We can talk about this more specifically. Now, I can give you some of the conversational narratives when we look at the forecaster and we have the level of objectivity. What type of objectivity? What type of facts? How do we orchestrate a mirror moment to get the person to say, yes, I don't like what I see in my financial mirror, and I believe you, I can trust you, I believe in you, that you are the one to help me change it. The reason she's saying this right now and giving you this random thing, I gotta have $1 million, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. It's arbitrary. And that's what people do when they don't trust. They give you smoke screens and they give you these variables that you can't control as a way for them to retreat. You can't turn 600,000 into $1 million without risk, without other factors. In real dollars. Sure, somebody go in the comments and be like, well, what about this? What if I had a 43% income-based bonus? Well, income-based is only for income benefit, and so we don't need all the money, and we can't put all the money in there. So, that doesn't really work that way. But 600,000 times 1.43 or 1.50, right? Yeah, we can get to 900 in income benefit if we could allocate all the money, but we couldn't because it's impossible, it's not suitable, and all those other reasons. But even with the 50% income benefit bonus that I think, like, as I'm recording this, one of, a product, I'm not going to say it because this ain't financial advice. This is mental model. You're on your way, Bernadette. You're on your way. And it's about getting better every day and saying, who do I need to become so that I can have what I want, have the impact that I need, delivers the value in the marketplace, that I get paid what I believe I'm worth. It all starts with the value that you create that earns you the income that your dreams require. We'll see you in the next one. Hey there, Jim from the future. If you got a lot out of that last video and you liked it, go ahead and drop a like. Maybe give some of your takeaways in the comments, inspiring others to let them know. It's a worthy time investment to consume this content. And if you're ready to keep going, I think you are. If you got something from that one, then you're going to want to watch this video next.